Hello, I'm Jason with Woody's Geekery. I'm out here in the garage today to show you more things that you can do with the Xtool F2 Ultra. It is both a MOPA and a blue light laser, so it's got quite a bit of functionality in it. I got the conveyor belt when I first ordered this machine and have not set it up yet, so we are going to set it up today. But before doing anything else, I wanted to kind of show you the setup that I have down here with my laser engravers. So I've got my Xtool right here, and then I have an Atom Stack A24 over there. It's just a 24 watt blue light laser, but it uses the CNC XY axis. And then I didn't want smoke blowing in my garage. So what I ended up doing was in the back there, you can see I've cut a hole in the wall. My wife was not happy about that, but it works out. Ran a dryer vent, so if you go on the back side of the house, you'll just see 2 dryer vents instead of 1, because the dryer's on the other side of that wall. It is a 4-inch dryer vent running out to a fan. It's an inline 4-inch fan. Picked it up from Home Depot for $30. At first I did not have that, but running one of the machines and not the other, the smoke would go up and into the other machine. So to stop that, I just put a blower fan attached to it, and then I've got a 3-way splitter. One's coming down here. It's a 4-inch tube coming down. The 4-inch is then gated down to a 3-inch, which connects into the pre-existing tube that came with the Xtool. On the other end, it immediately gates down to a 3-inch and just goes right into the back of the Atom Stack A24. I am looking at getting the Xtool M2 to replace that Atom Stack. The Atom Stack's a few years old, and mainly now all I use it for is cutting my blanks for the hard proxy playing cards that I have. So I throw a sheet in there and cut it. I can cut them with this, but that obviously has a bigger cut plate, so I can cut more at once. Where with this one I could only cut 1 or 2 at a time, and I'd have to work on smaller pieces of wood. On that one I can throw a 12-inch by 12-inch piece of wood in, and then I use light burn for the Atom Stack, and then I use the Xtool software on this one. But I just load up the pre-made file that I have and let it roll from there. We're going to go ahead and get this rolling. So I did just run an update on this machine. It needed an update when I powered it on, so that is good now. But we are going to go ahead and get this open, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so here we have the unboxing of the conveyor belt. It's a lot bigger than I was anticipating, or at least the box is. The machine itself looks fairly slim, which makes sense. It fits into the build area of the the Xtool F2. That is nice. Let's see. This is a nice device. I know you can't see it very well right now, but we will go ahead and get this out and get it hooked up. There's even instructions with it, and it looks like maybe a calibration sheet came with it as well. So I'll go ahead and get this out, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay. So we got the scratch sheet, we've got instructions, we've got safety instructions and a quick start guide. Oh, and a bunch of attachments down here. They were trying to hide these. See, we've got the connector cable. We've got 2 adjustment tools of different sizes. They are not labeled on it though. Some screws, more screws, and then a few metal brackets. Go ahead and take all of this out. Make sure there's nothing else in the box. And then we'll get this started. Yep, nope, all good. So let's throw this out. We don't need that. Okay, so I've got everything out of the box. I've got this set up. Let's go ahead and read this quick start guide, and then I'll look over the safety instructions, because safety instructions matter. So we've got everything out, got all the attachments and everything just sitting up here on top right now. I'm going to go ahead and look over the quick start guide, and we will see what we need to do to get this working. Okay, so it looks like the two different kit parts. This one, so it's piece A, piece B, and then the larger screws and the larger Allen key are all for the Xtool F1 Ultra, which I do not have. So these are just going into the pile of stuff I don't need right now. Okay, so it looks like we will need part C, part D, the screws, which are a M4 by 8, and then the screwdriver, which is a 2.5 millimeter. Got it all screwed together. Now let's hook this cable up. Where does it plug in on here? It is right back here. So it's on the left side on the back, so it has to go around the back of the machine, which does explain why they gave you such a long cable. Okay. I was wondering why this one was so long when the one that comes with the rotary attachment is like 6 inches. This one you get a 3-foot cable. So, let's see here. Okay, got it in there nice and secure. Go ahead and loop this around the back. And I don't believe it matters which one you plug it into, but it says plug it into the first, so we'll plug it into the first one. Okay. Now let's get our mouse out and see what we can do. We're going to go ahead and do a new project. Once that gets opened up, we will figure some stuff out. Okay. So we did just have our machine kick on. It is not aligned as of right now. We are going to go up here and we're connected to that machine. The mode, we are different design batch processing. Let's go ahead and do this one. Okay, so what we're going to do first, we got to get the dots lined up. Yes, you can do it through the software, but I prefer to do it manually because sometimes if there's too much light or the elevation changes too high, it won't recognize where that dot needs to go. Okay, so we're going to go in here and take a picture. I do have just 2 small keychain blanks on there. We'll set the material. It is a stainless. This should work. Apply. Got it. So we're going to go on here and find Winnie the Pooh. scale to fit. We're going to take this. Okay. So we've got some shapes. We're going to try it with 3 of them and see how this goes. I'm going to go ahead and plug in my fan. So you might hear a little bit of humming now. Okay, let's go ahead and start it and see what we see. And it looks like it will just keep going until I have enough material. Let's see if we can bring this down some, if it'll work any better. Okay, we'll go ahead and start that. Okay, and that is what it looks like when it is done. Now, I did get it in 2 separate batches, the image and the text. I'm going to see if I can get them both together and see if we can get that working. Got to cancel that task, finish. Okay. So, as you can see here, because I didn't do it together, it did print upside down and over the text. But I'm going to go ahead and use the back side of this, get this pushed into place, see if we can get both done at the same time. Okay. I'll go ahead and use the back of this one again. And just so we can get the conveyor belt rolling through. So I've selected both, and we're going to go ahead and see if we can get this done. Process. It's going through its process of recognizing the material. It's showing upside down, which is fine. That's not going to hurt anything. And we will start sending the file over. Let's go ahead and start it off. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop this now. And there we go. Not all who wander are lost. Looks a lot better than the other side. Did it both at once. So I guess that's the secret. You got to select everything before you move forward. Overall, I think this conveyor belt works pretty well. So, just finished making some little keychains. They work pretty nice. I do have some other stuff I want to test on this, but I'm waiting for it to come in. I ordered some flasks and some of the Ridge wallets. So I've got those coming in. Once I get those in, I'll use it a little bit more. But this does seem to work fairly well. My only complaint about it is it takes up this whole area. I feel like everything on this side is kind of unneeded space because once it gets past this point, it's just going to roll off. You could have added more space on this side and allow the unit to allow you to store more on here so you don't have to be maintaining it as frequently, because if you're using a bunch of these, you'll have to constantly keep putting stuff on. But overall it works good. I'm sure if you wanted to not follow the manufacturer's specifications, you could slide this down some. I was feeling on the bottom and I don't feel any extra screw holes. So if you do that, it will be something you're just hoping stays in place. There will be no way to screw it down. But overall, I like the design. The conveyor belt's nice. You don't have to keep lining stuff up and setting it in place. You just do have to keep maintaining it to make sure you have the items going up that you need. It looks like it goes indefinitely until you stop it, which I like, especially if you're trying to manufacture a lot of the same thing over and over. I do want to play around some more with the multi-batch settings to where you can have different things show up on different items, so you can add some variety. You don't have to keep everything the same. But this is nice. I like it. Glad I got the conveyor belt. We'll see how much I use it. But thank you for watching, and hope you all have a great day.